The members of the team at Luke Hughes are specialists who design, engineer and deliver exceptional furniture for notable buildings, a large proportion of which are buildings of worship. Such clients include 24 major cathedrals, more than 120 parish churches, dozens of school and college chapels, and 7 synagogues. However, what might work in a Romanesque building may not work, say, in a 20th century neoclassical one. It is our view that in any quality building, the connection between architecture and furniture design should be seamless. Inappropriate pieces grossly undermine great architecture. This is particularly the case in Britain's major cathedrals, which offer the finest architectural interiors to be found anywhere in the world. But even historic interiors have to evolve if they are to remain relevant. This is due not only to changing social patterns and the reinterpretation of the liturgy, but also to the development of new raw materials and the evolution of technology. It was always thus. The carpenter of the magnificent octagon at Ely Cathedral surely stood on the shoulders of the craftsmen who built the 11th century transepts here at Winchester, or indeed his successor, who built the 14th century nave. For this reason, we continue to evolve our designs to reflect something of the spirit of the age, as well as the intended architectural setting. The design criteria for cathedral furnishings demand more than mere aesthetic or practical considerations. Cathedrals serve broad communities, regular and occasional worshippers, the diocesan clergy teams, county dignitaries, local schools and colleges, and, more obviously, tourists, who one hopes may one day be turned into pilgrims. They all use the space for different reasons: for private prayer and reflection, for corporate worship, for meetings and conversation, for concerts and drama, for educational assemblies, or just a nice day out. There were 12 million visitors to UK cathedrals in 2016. So when it comes to the furniture, the question is less about changing liturgy or about conservation of a heritage asset. It's about enabling a major community building, albeit one steeped in history, sentiment and splendour, to work elegantly and efficiently. Much of this comes down to ergonomics and engineering. The key to a successful reordering is certainly to respond to the architectural space and the way it is to be used. It is also to collaborate closely with a client to challenge and refine the brief, to develop something lasting well beyond what was initially envisaged. The design process depends on being able to work as a team, and the most successful projects over the last 30 years or so are invariably those where the commissioners have a close working dialogue with the designers. It is rare that any initial proposals are the finished result, and the best are undoubtedly those where the brief has been developed and refined well beyond initial expectations. The building types are diverse and include the octagon at Ely Cathedral, the Romanesque chapel in William the Conqueror's Tower of London, the clergy seating in Westminster Abbey, the Bray Chantry at St George's Chapel, Windsor, the Middlesex Regiment Chapel in the north transept of St Paul's Cathedral, and the reordering occasioned by the reburial of Richard III in Leicester Cathedral. One particular skill is to see beyond the immediate design brief and to predict how the furniture is likely to be used, not just for those who worship, but also those, like the vergers and volunteers, who have to manage a busy liturgical space, its worship, its music, its circulation, as well as preserving the dignity of its architectural setting. Over the last 30 years or so, we have evolved countless proven techniques for ensuring adaptability of the furniture. Benches or chairs that stack, altars that are swiftly moved, choir stalls that can be reconfigured with ease. As patterns of use and liturgy evolve, of all denominations, so too must the furniture that supports them and keeps them relevant. Our role is to work with the pastoral community, nurture this process, and make it happen.